What is up, everyone? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know where you're tuning in from, but I am so thrilled that you are tuning in. Welcome to Homemade. I am Joel Gamoran, the head chef of Homemade, your fearless Sherpa through this unbelievably kind of mango noodle-y salad. It's going to be gorgeous and beautiful and so impactful because this is a very special class where we have teamed up with No Kid Hungry, and we were introduced to them by Dole, which is a partner of ours, so we're so grateful for that introduction. And this class goes towards feeding kids in need. And we'll talk a lot about this, but 1 in 5 kids right here in America don't know where their next meal is coming from. They're food insecure, and that just blows my mind. I don't see that in my everyday life. When I heard that stat, I got chills. I've got 2 kids. One is 3 and one is 5. I couldn't imagine. They're just so not equipped, right, to be able to understand where to get food. So this is such an unbelievably important organization. So we really hope that you give throughout this. More than anything, we hope that you pull away an awesome recipe. This recipe is so healthy. Lately, I have lost 50 pounds. Okay, I'll give you a little spin. There's nothing here. That's just bald spot. If you can add hair to my head, I need help there. But I've lost a lot of weight, and it's been eating like this. It's been packing in the vegetables. Of course, I don't give up the carbohydrates. I love my noodles, my pasta, but kind of thinking those of almost like the side dish or the filler, and the vegetables and really great lean protein like tofu as the star. So again, this is kind of a noodly salad, crispy tofu, tons of veggies. We're going to be eating the rainbow. I am absolutely serving this to my kids after this. Any kid would love this. It's sweet. It's got all the different textures you want. So it's a good one. Step 1 for this is we preheated our oven. So we have our oven preheated 400 degrees. By the way, cooking along with us is a nutrition educator of Dole. She's amazing. Her name is Melanie. So she's cooking along. You can probably interact with her in the chat. But again, you've got Amy there if you need it. So our oven is preheated at 400 degrees. And who here, I'm just curious, cooks with tofu a lot? Throw it in the chat.
I
Amy?
do, chef. I love tofu. Probably my go-to protein.
So, okay, so what's your thing? Like, what do you do with it?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I definitely tend towards tofu. So oftentimes, even if it was just otherwise going to be a chicken dish, I might use tofu instead.
Dude, I will crumble tofu and like scramble it like scrambled eggs. I will air fry tofu like little nuggets. I am a tofu-aholic. That is a thing. I am cool to admit it. It is so versatile. So this is firm tofu. We took it out of its package and then really dried it and kind of pressed it to get a lot of the water out. And I just cut it in half, and now I'm going to cut it like finger width, which I have very chunky Shrek fingers. So I'm going Joel Gamoran finger width, okay? And then you just kind of cut these into little cubes. And these don't really shrink the way that like meat does when you cook it. I'm just putting these out on a sheet tray. All right, so we're just gonna roast up this tofu. I do find that like raw tofu, it's fine. It's just a blank canvas, right? Doesn't gross me out at all. The texture, not my favorite. But when you roast it like this, oh my gosh, it just becomes dreamy. The outside becomes super crispy. The inside, incredibly custardy and delicious. So I spread all my tofu out, and we've got some ingredients here. First is sesame oil. Now, sesame oil is like truffle oil. Drizzle over the top, all right? And by the way, the recipe is part of this class. So we will email this recipe to you. If you're here, you'll be able to kind of get it. But you can always register again at withhomemade.com, and we'll send it to you. By the way, if you give $25 or more, Dole is going to send you a free recipe booklet. I saw it. It's amazing. It's actually a great little perk. All right, we've got some soy sauce. Cool. And then I've got this mixture of dry ingredients. So I've got arrowroot starch. I've got garlic powder and black pepper. And you're going to kind of like shake it over the top and then just kind of get messy. Looks like a total disaster, and it kind of is, but it smells incredible. All right, so check this out. I'll hold this up so you guys can see it. So tofu, kind of quickly marinated, a little bit of soy. All right, this is going into the oven for about 15 minutes, and then we will check it after that 15 minutes, give it a whole thing a little shake. Super simple.
Chef, we used arrowroot on there. Could you substitute cornstarch or anything else for that?
Cornstarch would be great. You can use gluten-free flour. You can use rice flour. All those things would totally work. Yeah, those would be great. Okay. Next up, this technique is cray-cray. We've got the tofu roasting. Now, we're going to massage some kale. I can't believe I just said that out loud. We are going to massage some kale. This is actually a perfect job to get a kiddo involved because you cannot mess this up, and it's kind of fun. So I don't know if there's some kale lovers out there, but kale, for those of us who eat it, looks like this. The best way to kind of handle kale when it comes to you like this is to turn it upside down like that and kind of hold it with your kind of thumb and your finger and just zip it down. There you go. And you're kind of left with all the leafy bits and the stem, okay? Do not throw away the kale stems. They are incredibly crunchy, super sweet. You can roast them up like asparagus. You can grill them. You can chop them really fine, add them to stir fries. What's important about kale, though, for salads is you can't just dress it. You have to kind of make it soft because it is chewy. So I take this kale, I kind of bunch it up in my hands, roll it real tight, and then I just kind of chop it rough. We are big here at Homemade on not looking perfect. So we just want the food to just be like home style. That's why we're called Homemade, right? So don't feel like you have to chop this all the exact same piece. If you want to rip it, rip it. So now, again, we don't want to just put dressing on this. We don't want to just kind of serve this as is. You want to let it marinate. And we're going to kind of massage it. This is so goofy to me. But so the first thing is you need something to kind of break it down. So something sour, like apple cider vinegar or rice wine vinegar or a lime or a lemon. So I'm going to squeeze half a lime over the top. Obviously, we love our Dole citrus. A little bit more of soy sauce. Okay, you don't need to, but it's salty, umami, so it'll kind of work really nicely with that lemon. And then you're just going to get in there, and you're just going to kind of start massaging. And this is where live cooking just gets really interesting because you just watch me massage kale. So if you're going to serve kale raw, take the minute, give it a little massage. And I'll just say, this is part of why I love cooking. It's kind of relaxing, just to kind of feel the kale and just be present with it. So now we're going to cut up some gorgeous produce. And again, we do a lot of cooking classes with Dole, so we're very fortunate here to have great produce all the time. But I thought it would be a good time to kind of talk through some knife skills, mangoes, carrots, all the good stuff. So let's talk mango first. How do you cut a mango? First things first, whenever something is round, you kind of want to find a place for it to not be round. So you want to use your knife and just kind of square it up like that. That way it stands nice and safe. Then you want to cut with the mango around the pit. So you kind of have these lobes. I don't know what else to call them. But you cut around the pit, and then you kind of follow these shapes around this side. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know this. Once you hit that pit, you're kind of, that's it. Now, this part right here, look how much meat is on this bone. There's a pit in here. It doesn't look like there is, but it's hard as a rock. But there's so much gorgeous mango flesh on the outside. And in the spirit of not wasting anything, what I would do with this is I'd put a little bit of water over it in a little pot, just like this one right here. Just cover it, maybe a little honey in there, and boil it for about 45 minutes. And all the flesh will fall off the seed. You'll have like this naked mango seed. Don't do anything with that. Throw that in the garden. It will compost. But you'll have all this beautiful flesh. Turn that into mango puree, jams, things like little mix-ins for cocktails. So again, don't waste your mango pits. So with the mango, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut strips, okay, like this. And then those strips, we're going to cut squares like this. I call this the hedgehog, all right? And then you open it up Doesn't that kind of look like a hedgehog? Kind of?
Yeah, I totally see it.
You see-
Or a
maybe-
turtle shell?
Okay, let's try it again. So I use the tip of the knife, little strip. This is the easiest way to cut a mango. You can totally peel a mango, but I find that this is great. And then I just take my knife and I just kind of shave this. And you're always left with a little bit of flesh on the actual mango itself, which is totally fine. Because again, you could just kind of add that to your pot and boil it all up. So you've got beautiful kind of diced mango there. Do one more here. Again, I'm just kind of taking my knife, running it right through that mango. And if you get a little bit of the outside, just kind of cut that off.
Ooh, this is a good question. How do you select a ripe mango?
I treat mangoes kind of like avocados in the way of I kind of look for one that's just a little bit harder than I want because I know it's going to be hanging out for a little bit. So I choose a mango that might need a day or two to ripen, which is one that gives a little give when you press on it, okay? Those are the best ones to cook with. And I love this one, these kind of semi-firm ones in salads because they have a tartness that I just love. And they're so easy to chop. So once you kind of get them off the mango, I just kind of run my knife through, just make them look kind of somewhat the same so you don't have giant chunks. This looks awesome. Easy mango chop. How'd we do there? Any questions about that? We're doing good so far?
No, but folks are loving your mango tips. It's really
they love
out.
the mango tips. Good.
Yep.
All right. Next, we're not going to chop, but I'm just going to show you we got some edamame. I get frozen edamame all the time. There is nothing wrong with frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables kick butt, especially small ones like edamame or peas. Things that get big, you know, the water gets kind of logged in there and they get a little soggy and hard to cook. But things like edamame, peas, little baby carrots, those things hold up great in the freezer. So these are awesome. We just defrosted them, and then we're going to pour that in. Look at the color in this. We are literally going to eat the rainbow. It's going to be amazing.
So pretty.
All right, adding to our color, we're going to go with a little carrot situation. So you can julienne a carrot. Does anyone know what a julienne is? Do people know what it is?
We have lots of yeses.
Lots
yes.
of yeses. Okay, so I won't, you know, I'll show you how to julienne a carrot, but we're going to just grate a carrot today, and I'll show you a good way to do it. So julienne a carrot, cut the carrot in half, just like I did with the mango. You want to kind of find a flat side so it's super safe. Then you can just take this carrot, and you can kind of cut little matchsticks. I just find this, like, ridiculous. Like, you can do it. I don't have the time to do it. But at home, just don't have the time these days. So
Ooh, someone said they accidentally julienned their thumb. So
yeah, I've been there, and I've also accidentally grated the thumb. So just be careful, nice and slow. But we're just grating our carrot, and this is an awesome time to remind you guys why we're all here today. We are here to support the 1 out of 5 kids who are literally going to bed tonight. We're eating all this beautiful food. They're going to bed not knowing where their next meal is coming from, if they're going to eat breakfast tomorrow morning or lunch. And so we depend on No Kid Hungry, this unbelievable organization, to get them the resources they need. And if you think about kids, you know, when I'm hungry, I can't focus. I can't go to school. I can't learn. I can't be educated. They need the fuel to be able to develop. And so this is just so important. So please, please, if you haven't already, please, if you're able to, give $25 or more. We will send you the coolest little recipe booklet from Dole, our amazing partner. You will love it, and it will go towards a great cause. All right, carrot is going in nice and grated. The colors on this are getting crazy. Beautiful. And then I got some scallions. Sometimes your scallions look sad. Kai, can we show you this? See how they kind of whoop? They just kind of droop down. So a great tip is to grab a bowl, fill it up with freezing water. I'm off frame here. I'll come back in. And just kind of dip them in there. And then they kind of perk back up, which I love. It's a great little trick. And they do it almost immediately. You really need ice cold water to kind of shock them. But the way I handle these is I cut them in half. And we're going to use the whole thing today, but typically I use the tops for things like salads, like what we're making today. And the bottoms I'll cook. But sometimes I like the bottoms too, just as kind of like a raw little spicy note. The little roots here, this is going to blow your guys' mind. We're not going to remove them. They're awesome. You just got to chop them up fine, but they've got a really oniony flavor. And again, we don't want anything to go to waste. So I'm going to cut up the roots. I'm going to cut up just these little onions. I'm tucking my fingers back, running my knife through, and just getting this nice little slice.
We have some mind blown on the...
On what?
I think on your roots being edible.
On the roots, right? All right. Scallions and their roots are going in. I think this is a good time. Just take a little moment, and I'm going to go babysit and just check on my tofu. And they're just starting to look really kind of dried out in a good way, like they're getting kind of crispy on the edges. All right, so I just tossed them through with a little wood spoon, and they're going to roast for another 10, 15 minutes or so. Oh, I forgot to talk about spinach. Guys, a couple of just handful wads of spinach. I'm going to chiffonade this. This is going to be confetti. So this I'm going to shave. Again, not fancy chiffonade, but just kind of roll it up and slice it down. One time through. Do not get too crazy about it, but it's great. Now you'll notice I haven't mixed everything, right? Like I just kind of tossing in the bowl. I'm letting it hang because the kale has liquid on it, and I don't want the spinach or anything else to kind of get wilty. So 2 last little elements to this Noodle-y mango salad, and we've been cooking for about 24 minutes, 25 minutes. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Hopefully we're learning a little bit about No Kid Goes Hungry and obviously Dole. Unbelievable how cool this class is, and we're so grateful to be a part of it. So we've got some boiling water happening over here, and we are going to cook some old-fashioned ramen. Cool little trick is to kind of grab a little strainer, and you can kind of dip your ramen into it if it fits. This one doesn't really fit, so I'll just go with ramen in. But we can use the strainer in a sec. This will take like 3 minutes. It will just kind of start to kind of break apart. We've all boiled pasta before. All right, I'm going to take these noodles out, drain them in our little strainer. It's important with a noodle salad, you get every little bit of water out, right? Because that water is just going to kind of wilt everything. So give it a really good dry. And let's talk about this dressing. This dressing is so simple, so well-rounded. Like, you will try this dressing, you'll put it on everything. You will literally put it on everything. Nice piece of roasted salmon, gorgeous tofu. You could use it as a stir-fry sauce instead of something like a sugary, pad thai sauce. So great kind of all-around dressing here. We're going to start with some basic ingredients. The first one, I love this in dressings. It's a zinger, maple syrup, like a tablespoon. You can go with honey, beautiful. Then a little bit more sesame oil, just a little bit. Some soy sauce. Cool. Lime juice. I like it extra limey. So if you've got one of these little lime juicers, go for it. I have a kind of a dressing rule here. Well, I'll ask you guys before I get into it. What is the ratio oil to vinegar in a dressing? What's the ratio?
Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see what folks say.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys say. While you guys are letting me know, I'm adding some chili flakes. Just a little chili flake, a little pinch. It gives the whole thing a little zing. If you're cooking this for kids and they don't like spicy, just take that part out. All right, what are people saying?
We got 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1.
I knew it was going to happen that way.
Yep.
I knew it. All right, so 1-to-1 means 1 part oil, 1 part vinegar, which means super sour. I love it. I love a zippy dressing. Those are awesome for dressings like what we're doing today. When you're going to dress noodles, potatoes, anything marinated that's not leafy greens, okay? All right, last couple ingredients here. I got some ginger and I got some garlic. So best way to handle garlic, so garlic's there, nice on top. You can see it just kind of crushes. You can just kind of run your knife through it, and it's basically done. So it's 1 crush and a little bit of a run through. Okay, ginger, you can actually do the same thing. You can cut like a little coin of ginger, smash it, chop, and do the exact same thing. Or, I don't know if you guys have one of these little microplanes. I use them for chocolate and cheese and things like that. but I don't peel my ginger. In the spirit of being scrappy, peel on. You will not die. And it smells so good when you kind of juice it like this and pulp it out. Oh my gosh. So like a tablespoon of that. All right, we're going to whisk this up. Mine's extra limey, because why not? Let's check that tofu situation. Oh my gosh, look at these. Look at these. All right. It's been about 30 minutes. Just want you guys to kind of see what's going on here. Give them one more toss, and you can see how caramelized they get, how kind of just crispy they get. They're awesome. This is how we are going to assemble this beautiful little salad here. So we have all of our greens. We've got our gorgeous noodles. Oh my gosh, look how fun this is. Okay, tofu, we did them on a little parchment paper like this, so you can kind of loosen them up. Makes it really easy just to pick them up, pour them out. All right, and now I'm gonna take my dressing. You can see the ginger, the chili, the garlic, everything in there. And I'm just gonna go in, and now is when I kind of just toss everything through. The mango, the edamame, the carrots, all that gorgeous roasted crispy tofu, the kale that we massaged.
So
all right, cool. This is looking awesome. Just kind of want to give it a really good toss. And you can see, like, I kind of said this at the top, but like, it's kind of a salad with some noodles in it, not a noodle salad with some veggies in it, which I love. This is how you can really kind of monitor, you know, the amount of carbohydrates that you're eating. I still love them, but you can kind of bulk them out. So I've got a plate like this. I'm just going to kind of go, oh my gosh, this looks so good. Just kind of top it like that. Look at that. When I do salads like this, I try and make it really nice and high. Couple of crunchies on top. I've got some sunflower seeds. These are totally optional, but they add a little beautiful fat and protein, and obviously some crunch, and then some sesame seeds. These are toasted. Look how messy and awesome this looks. Just a pile of just gorgeous noodles, mango, all the veggies, crunchy, just so deep and rich in flavor. All right, let's give this thing a quick little try here. And I can see the kale is kind of like soft. I love it.
Winner!
It's honestly so well balanced. It's so good. It's one of those dishes. I say this a lot, but this one's true. You could eat every day and not get sick of it. And it really is. And you don't have to dress it, right? You can dress it in different amounts. So if you want to make it and then just take a little bit to dress for work or for that day, awesome. But it's the perfect balance. I'm getting just enough noodles, all the veggies. The tofu is stellar. It's garlicky and rich. That's a dream come true. For as much as I want you to make this, I want you to support No Kid Hungry. I am asking because I love them and I love kids, but I want them to feel nourished and taken care of. And again, you just can't function without eating. And so this is why we're doing this class, is to support No Kid Hungry. I want to really thank you guys for being a part of this. I know there's so many places you guys could be cooking along with me, making a nice, beautiful, bright noodle salad, and kind of talking about No Kid Hungry. It just means the world that you guys are able to do this. I want to thank Amy for being a part of this class, and of course Dole for making this amazing introduction. We're so grateful for our partnership, and hopefully many more of these to come. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to scarf this down. We'll see you next time. Take care.